Morning everybody, it's Kim from Patriot Garden, and today I'm going to show you around my new grow tent, affectionately known as the Dexter tent. Thank you to Nicole from Flower Hill Farm. If you want to follow someone really fun to watch, take a look at her channel. And she calls her grow room in the basement the Dexter tent, and in a minute you're going to see why. The goal of this grow tent was to maximize, increase, and stabilize both temperature and humidity. My basement is the only place that I can grow seeds right now. I actually could use an empty room that I have upstairs, but I'm looking to make that a guest bedroom, so seed growing room is out of the question right now. Let me give you a little bit of an introduction to this grow tent down here, how big I made it, some of the materials that I used, and then I'll show you around. I actually got the idea, as I said, from Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and I'll include a link to her video on her Dexter tent in her basement down below. So if you want to check out hers, I just kind of got my idea from that. And I did have to adjust it for the size of my basement and for the size that I needed. I kind of wanted to stay away from any plumbing should anything have to be done, so that no one had to get into my grow tent to fix a leak or fix a pipe. I did have some increases in electrical capability down here, just so that I could run some extension cords for lights and things like that. And in the very near future, we're going to have some additions in plumbing, so I can have running water down here and not have to tote that from upstairs. And then this grow room will be completely independent and functional. The dimensions of my grow room are 14 by 8, and I used some 1x3s. I needed a staple gun and staples, obviously. I got scraps of cardboard, just small pieces, so that I could staple through the cardboard and through the plastic, figuring that would give a little bit more strength to the plastic, so that if Duke, our very large German Shepherd, were to run in here, as he already has done, and step on the plastic, it wouldn't automatically come ripping out of the ceiling, which I thought was a good idea. I also went with a cheaper plastic. I went with a 4mm plastic, which was a whole lot cheaper than the 8mm plastic that I just bought for the new greenhouse. And I'll show you all that at another time. And the only other consideration was that I didn't want to completely cover the top with plastic, because I do have insulation up there. I did not want to run the risk of any mold or any of those issues happening up there. So I did leave a little bit exposed, which is what I'm attributing my not so great humidity results yet. It did raise the humidity about 5 or 6 degrees, but I need to be in that 40 to 60% range, and I'm only there on certain days. But when you see the seedlings that I've got started so far, you'll see that they're really loving this space. I did not have this success at this time last year without this Dexter tent, grow tent. I think now you can figure out why we call it our Dexter tent. It really does look like I'm cutting things up in there. I don't know if you've ever seen that show. A little dark for me. There always should be some inspiration when you enter a workspace. I had to fit this between the existing plumbing and pipes in our house. I just did not want to have to run the risk that something needed to be fixed and my grow tent was in the way. So that kind of limited me in terms of space. I made it about 14 feet long and about 8 feet wide, and right now that's working out just great. Here's the ceiling. It was framed in 1x3s attached to the beams. That gave me something to attach the plastic to. I left 2 strips open. I may decide to close that in if I can't get my humidity within that 40 to 60 range consistently, and then maybe put some sort of a fan on the outside just to keep the airflow moving in the beams up there. I can fit a table that I made with some sawhorses and 1x8s, and a few shelves of lighting that will be increased as my needs grow. I just use inexpensive shop lights from Walmart, $15 a piece. They look great. And I have my fan, very necessary when you're growing seedlings, and a dehumidifier, which I thought I might need in the summertime. Of course, it's just the end of February and we're doing okay humidity wise. I keep all of my soil and cocoa coir and that kind of thing in this bin so mice don't get at it. Pretty much everything down here is in some sort of plastic container to keep it fresh and to keep it safe from critters. And then of course my grow table that my son made for me last year that I can fill with dirt and do what I need to do. And this little doorway is all I need because it static clings to the other half. So it works out great. And then I also had some space left over in here for storage. All the knickknacks that I need that can't fit into the grow tent. We needed to upgrade the electrical just a bit here because we were running out of outlets. So I had a dedicated outlet with 4 plugs put into the wall. That should be enough for my needs in here because I am using some industrial plugs that allow me to put the lights all together. They don't really take a lot of energy, so I'm not worried that I'm going to overdo that plug. But I do need to run a fan, I need to run my lights, I need to run my heat mats, which I don't think also take a lot of electricity. Let's go back in now and take a look at what we've got growing so far. So these are some pepper seedlings that I started. Remember, peppers take a really long time. What you're seeing on top is a little bit of vermiculite and cinnamon just sprinkled on top. I started to see a little bit of algae. Algae, protococcus, is not going to affect your seedlings. But I did kind of scrape it off and put that mixture on there just to kind of deter any more algae. These are looking fantastic. I did not have this success at this time last year. These are going to be farmers market peppers and for my garden as well. This chard and spinach and kale is for our cold frames once they are built and put into the new greenhouse. Right now I have 2 heat mats going. And we've got some great kale seedlings happening here. And then once germination starts to occur on the heat mats, it's time to take them off heat and under light, keeping them moist from the bottom watering only. More peppers germinating on the heat mat, some purple lavender bee balm, a heat lamp to keep the temperature up, and some of the other stuff I need to work down here. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, don't forget to like it. Don't forget to share it with someone who's a new gardener who just needs another solution for starting their seedlings. I'll be back soon with a new video on our new greenhouse and also some microgreen growing tips that I've learned that I will share with you. Even if you just want to eat the microgreens yourself, they are a great way to get your nutrition during the winter when you don't have anything growing outside. Okay, everybody, happy gardening. Have a great day.